Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay and welcome to my wellness and well-being channel where I talk about my wellness journey and hopefully some things will help you out as well. So today I'm going to talk about my supplement vitamin haul. I went to a Mother's Market today to get a bunch of vitamins and supplements that I've been running low on. And I'm going to tell you about what I've been doing recently with my health and how I've been following a certain protocol with vitamins and supplements to help me regain my energy. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about it right now. So, I have been personally dealing with chronic fatigue and digestive issues for quite a long time, very long time. And I tried so many elimination diets. I had eliminated gluten and dairy for years, and it actually did really help. When I eliminated gluten and dairy, maybe, I don't know, 5 years ago, I noticed that my skin got much clearer. I was dealing with acne at that time, and that kind of cleared up. So things were a little bit better, but I never really made a full recovery and still wondered, what else? Am I allergic to something else? What's going on? And I did try a bunch of other elimination diets and I still didn't see any improvement in my symptoms, so I was really frustrated. I think there was only one other period in like years and years and years where I saw a significant improvement in my symptoms, and I couldn't figure out what kind of things that I was eliminating at the time because I was trying a bunch of things and I can't remember. But one key thing was that I was not eating out, and I have since realized that for me, I think that I have a very limited ability to eat out because of the bad oils that they add into the food, and then, random ingredients that maybe I'm not sure what it is. So I've known that for a little while, and it's still been very challenging. I went through a period of not eating out, but I was still having symptoms. But then a few months ago, I decided to follow the protocol from a book called The Plant Paradox. And I had been hearing about this for a very long time. I had been selectively trying different things from it because the whole basis is that you want to eliminate all of these foods that have a lot of lectins in it. And it can be really tricky. I mean, if you're eliminating gluten and dairy and all foods that have lectins in it, it is almost impossible to go out to eat. And it's very difficult to figure out what to eat every day. But I just got to a point a few months ago where I'm like, all right, this is it. If I can't figure this out, I'm going to follow this book to the letter. And if I can't figure this out by the end of a couple of months, then I'm going to have to, pay out of pocket like thousands of dollars to see a doctor in person, like, a naturopathic doctor or something. Because let me tell you, I've been to many doctors under my insurance and they have never helped me ever. And it's been very frustrating. But anyway, so what I did was I started following the energy paradox almost completely to the letter. I mean, very, very strict. I have not been eating out, and make sure to plan all my meals in advance, make sure that I'm never driving around somewhere without food. It's required a lot of planning, but I did the plant paradox or the energy paradox. They're very similar. And then at the same time, I started acupuncture at a local acupuncture training clinic. It's called Yosan University, and it is so great. If you live in the LA area, I highly recommend this. Look for something in your area too, because I've been going to the student practitioners, and they are not fully licensed yet, but everything that they do is supervised by they're senior teachers, so you're still getting a really high level of care. And some of those student practitioners are amazing. So the last student practitioner I got is so phenomenal. I mean, he is such a good practitioner. And it's not just acupuncture and the herbs that they were giving, but I mean, it was just his lifestyle recommendations and everything, and his energy really helped too. Anyway, I had really good luck with Yosan University, where I'm paying $30 for a visit, which is pretty much the same as any copay if I had had insurance that was paying for acupuncture anyway, which is pretty rare. So I think it's the most amazing deal. So I was doing this plant paradox, energy paradox protocol with a very strict diet, plus acupuncture, which was working on the nervous system. And honestly, I really do think that the nervous system component is a fairly big contributor to the overall illness. I've been learning a lot about the vagus nerve since then, and that's something for, you know, future conversations, but I do really think that it is part of the issue. So these two things combined, the diet and the nervous system, the energy paradox and the acupuncture, and I did these together at the same time, and after about 2 months, my digestive system issues have, I mean, almost completely cleared up, which is a miracle. I mean, I have not really had this, in years. And so this is such an incredible improvement. And in addition to that, I started to get some more energy too. However, I was not at 100%. I had only been, a few months into this protocol and seeing a lot of improvement in my digestive system, and I think that my energy was slowly catching back up. It does take time to replenish your energy reserves, and I was seeing slow and steady progress, but I had not fully recovered in the energy department, even though the progress in my digestive system was so encouraging. And then I got COVID. And a lot of the long-term symptoms of like long hauler COVID are, fatigue and inflammation, which are the same symptoms that I was having before. So in a sense, I kind of know what to do just for treating general chronic fatigue. So I've been set back quite a bit. I'm feeling quite a lot of fatigue at this point because of the COVID. Lightheaded, I'm tired all the time. It's very difficult to exercise. I feel so much brain fog. I just can't even think. And this is a familiar thing for me, so I mean, I'm not freaking out too much, but it is frustrating that I feel like I've been set back so far after making so much progress. I am just comforted knowing that I know quite a lot at this point because of my past history and all the research that I've done about increasing energy and supporting mitochondria and lowering inflammation. All of these things are really key for increasing your energy and dealing with chronic fatigue. So I'm doubling down on my chronic fatigue protocol, and with that, I decided to go back to the health food store to do a vitamin and supplement haul, because I did this before when I was first implementing the energy paradox protocol. I got a bunch of vitamins and supplements, and I really believe in a lot of it. I think that if you have a very, very healthy diet, supplements can help. they cannot undo a bad diet. And at least I know for me, I am very disciplined with my diet at this point, and so the supplements are just helping me with that extra boost that I need. And I am very confident that with diet, lifestyle, supplements, mindset, all of these things combined, my energy is going to make a full recovery, and I'm going to share that with you guys today. So let me get into it. Here are some of the supplements that I'm taking and why I'm taking them, and I'll just go into a little bit of background, what I have already researched about them, what I've read in the energy paradox. I'll just start now. So I'm going to start with some of the most basic vitamins, starting with vitamin D. This is something that it's been all over the news lately with COVID. Vitamin D is so essential, and most of us are running pretty low. Even in sunny Southern California, which is where I'm at, my vitamin D levels are quite often at the very low end of normal. So if you get your lab work done, they'll say that normal is anywhere from 30 to 100. And mine is consistently, unless I'm really working on it, and I've had my vitamin D levels checked many, many times over the last few years, unless I am supplementing actively and outside in the sun every single day for 30 minutes, which I have done, unless I do those things, my vitamin D levels keep coming down to around 34. I don't know how, it's consistent. It just keeps coming down. So I do have now like a rule for myself that I do have to go out every single day in the sun for 30 minutes. And I'm also supplementing to get my vitamin D levels up to the more optimal healthy range, which Dr. Gundry says it should be more like 60 when mine is at like 34. It took me last year all summer to get from 34 range up to I think mid 50s, and that was like supplementing, going outside every single day, still not to 60, which is more ideal. And I just bring this up as an example of like, it might be harder than you realize to get your vitamin D levels up to a very optimal healthy range. But to do that, I also supplementing 10,000 IU of vitamin D3. And with that vitamin D3, I also use a K supplement. This is activated K2. And in the energy paradox, it does say that you want to have the MK4 and MK7 varieties. This is probably the only supplement, this activated K2, that I am unsure about, because it does not tell me how much MK7 and MK4 is in here. It just says mixed menaquinones, which is the MK things, but I don't know which types. So this one, I was not sure. I might end up exchanging this for something, but I mean, I spent a long time in the vitamin store, and there were none that had both MK4 and MK7 in the same supplement. Sometimes the vitamin store can be very confusing, very complex. Having K2 increases the ability to uptake the vitamin D3. So these two, they go together, the D3 and the K2. So another supplement that's really, really helpful for like everybody should be taking this is a omega-3 supplement. And I get this kind because you want to look at the back and make sure that it has roughly equal parts DHA and EPA, because both are really essential for your brain health and replacing those fats that you need. So this type, I actually take a double dose, which is something that I learned from the Walls protocol, which is another pretty strict diet and supplementation protocol for people with chronic fatigue issues. But this one ensures, if I take a double dose, that I'm getting plenty of the right kinds of omega-3s that have the DHA and the EPA. Those are key because not all omega-3 supplements have that. So something else that Dr. Gundry talks about in his energy paradox is that if you are accidentally exposed, sometimes things happen, you have to go out to eat and you are exposed to some other lectins. There are two things that you can take, kind of act as a lectin shield, and will help your body to not absorb those negative lectins that you just ate in your diet. So if you do a combination of MSM and then hyaluronic acid, I take these two together, one of each, and then that's, on the rare occasion that I eat something with lectins in it. Maybe I have like peppers and, stuff with seeds in it. All these things have lectins in them. So this is not an everyday thing. This is just an occasional thing. So, okay, now B vitamins. And I take these B vitamins seriously because I got some blood work done, and although my B vitamins, my B12 is not in the quote-unquote danger zone according to my primary care physician, according to functional medicine, which really deals with having like optimal levels for optimal health, my B12 levels are somewhat low. It does say that to have optimal levels, you really want to be in the upper quartile, and I'm in the lower quartile for my B vitamins. So I really want to increase that dose. So there are 3 different types of B vitamins that Dr. Gundry recommends in his energy paradox. He talks about methylated B vitamins because sometimes some people don't have that methylation ability, and they'll take regular B vitamins, but they're not able to convert it into the active form. So I take the methylated form, and he recommends the high potency. So, and these are B vitamins that you put under the tongue. So I have this methyl B12 high potency, and it is 2,500 micrograms per dose. And then I have this methyl folate that is also high potency at 1,000 micrograms per dose. Then I have active B6. He says in his book that you want to get the active P5P version of the B6 caps. So that's what I got here. So this is Acetyl L-Carnitine, and this one is also for your mitochondria. It helps with uptaking the essential fatty acids into the mitochondria to produce more energy for the cell. So this is Coenzyme Q10. This is really essential for your mitochondrial health. It helps uptake the electrons in the transport chain. So this is an essential one. And then I have krill oil. This comes from shellfish and mollusks, and Dr. Gundry puts in here that there are some studies showing that krill oil can help increase energy levels by 40%. So it's worth a try. Also have premium cracked cell chlorella. So chlorella is really helpful. It's a type of algae, and it has quite a lot of nutrients in it. You should also be taking some kind of, like, if you're not taking chlorella, some other kind of algae supplement. But this one is the best. Premium cracked cell chlorella, and this one is very cleansing and nutritious. So I spent quite a lot of money at the health food store today, but totally worth it because I know that the last time that I did this super supplementation, with everything else, I felt quite a lot better. And for me, I am so determined to get my mitochondrial health back up and my energy levels back up. And you don't have to do all of these supplements. You can pick and choose, but it is, I do have to say, it does take a lot of time to sort through all these supplements and determine which ones are going to be helpful for you, which ones you need to do, which ones you may not need to do. I am also picking up, I did not get this because they didn't have it at Mother's Market, but I am going to go to the GNC and pick up an NADH supplement as well, because I have supplemented with NADH before. NADH is supposed to be a very important supplement for your mitochondrial. And again, everything that I've read about mitochondria, it is the key to energy in your body. I just read a study, and I'm going to link it up at the top here, but it talks about how supplementation with Coenzyme Q10 and NADH, which I'm picking up tomorrow, in chronic fatigue patients significantly improved energy levels. So all of this is like really, really good news, very encouraging, and all of this after about a month of supplementation and doing all the other lifestyle changes that I'm doing. I am very confident that I'm going to see some improvements. Want a comprehensive list of all of these supplements and more of the background data, I recommend picking up the Energy Paradox at your local library. It explains all of this in detail, and it gives you the dosages and everything like that. And it will help you pick out the right brands and the right types of supplements, because again, there is a difference between regular B6 caps and these active P5P B6 caps. I mean, it's very confusing, but there is a difference. And you want to know how to buy and choose the right supplements for you in this case. So I'm going to link all this below, and I really hope it's given you some guidance. Let me know if you've had any experience doing this protocol or anything similar to that. What was the results? Did you see any difference? And I wish you good luck, and I will see you next time.